Hello, Mr. Shlomo.
Good morning, good afternoon. Where are you on the globus today?
I'm home in Denmark. You're the one that is traveling today, Shlomo. So, are you still in
Yeah,
Seattle, or where are you?
no. I left Seattle at 10 p.m. last night and just literally landed about an hour ago in New York and
Okay.
rushed to the hotel to be ready for our call. I mean,
I,
it's not a week that I don't talk to you. I mean, if a week goes by and we don't see each other, I start to be concerned.
don't be concerned. I will always be there, Shlomo. Don't worry. So, good to see you. And I guess that, one thing is that we are warming up to Drupa, but another thing is, of course, that you have to maintain your daily business as well. So, I guess that the US trip does not have any specifically to do with Drupa, right?
No, well, it has nothing to do with Drupa, and it has to do everything with Drupa. I mean, it's spending time with the sales organization, meeting prospects, some of which are actually planning to come to Drupa, and hopefully ink some deals at the show. I can tell you that equally, I have a team in Europe that is doing the same. I wish I could have split it myself, but I guess they're working on it.
And then at the same time, I have always sending invites, and I know that people are always like, okay, we want to participate, but we also have to prioritize, and we know that we have, let's say, marketing activities leading for an interest in the products and Drupa, of course, and then you have daily operations besides all the things you just mentioned. So I guess that for as a relatively small organization, I guess that you are extremely busy when an event like Drupa is just 2 weeks away from now, right?
That's why you need to have a team. And I have a strong team around me. I mean, Simon, our EVP of marketing and strategy. I mean, he's been driving Drupa and everything that leads to the show. And we have a team already on the ground, actually, some of which are on their way. So I have a strong team, and I'm very pleased, very happy that this is actually in place. And it does allow me to be in the field and meet customers, which at the end of the day, they make the difference for us.
That's true. Shlomo, at the last Drupa, you were not working for Highcon, and a lot of the people that I knew from Highcon is actually not working for Highcon anymore. So, what kind of dynamics does that give to? I mean, we'll talk a little bit about what you're showing in a moment, but I was just, what kind of dynamic does it give to an organization where, I mean, Simon obviously been there many times, but and he was also part of Drupa last time, but Sheila is not there anymore. I mean, there's a lot of changes going on, so I guess that also gives a new positive dynamic, right?
Oh yeah, I think the team is extremely committed, extremely excited. We're counting the days. We make sure that we continue our presence on all the different venues that are out there, including yourself. So no, I think new blood, new perspective, new energy, and that's what we need for this peak event, if you will.
In 16, Highcon was, you had like one of the most astonishing booths with some astonishing show of what Highcon technology could do. But since then, the strategy has changed to, let's say, something that maybe makes it more sellable, because filigrane is great, but probably has fewer customers in the market. You really went industrial scale into the packaging market, both for corrugated and folding carton. How do you think that people will perceive that change when they come to see you at Drupa? What can people expect from Drupa?
I think people loves it. I think it's for us, Drupa is about mainstreaming digital die cutting. Um, as you mentioned, I joined. I wasn't there in 2016. I only watched the videos, and yes, it was an astonishing event. I wouldn't say that it represents what Highcon's technology is all about and what it is capable of bringing to the industry in terms of value. We pivoted the company into packaging and display in early 2020. a few months after I joined, right in the midst of the COVID, of course.
Of course.
And fast forward to today, I guess anyone would have been proud with 50% annual growth that our customers are demonstrating, with more than 80 installations, 25% of which are actually at customers with 2 installations and more, at least. I visited some of them actually in the last week in the US, and it's just very, very gratifying to watch them grow, and really strong partnership of a win-win on both sides. I mean, they understand our challenges, and we have had our challenges. Let's hope we're not going to have more challenges. I mean, we're going to have different challenges, I guess. But it's very rewarding. So we're certainly seeing the fruits of our labor in terms of how the type of customers we sell to, the ramp up that they're actually demonstrating, the business model that we have changed a few years ago is finally starting to show results. So, we need some luck, and the rest will take care of itself.
So when you come to Drupa and go to Highcon's booth, what will you show, and how is it? I mean, what can people see at your booth, and what should they learn?
So first of all, it's about customer application. You will see many customer application. In fact, we will be the center of digital die cutting from multiple digital printers on the floor. I believe we're even going to have an Highcon inside small note on every one of those pages. I hope so.
Of course.
Otherwise, people will have to guess, but yeah, that's the intent. Drupa for us is about astonishing improvement in productivity and efficiency. We will actually be announcing 50% increase in throughput, which is based on a combination of changing existing processes, as well as improving technological capabilities in our equipment. We will be launching the Beam 3, which is our third beam generation. We will be launching the Beam Writer, which is an offline device that allow you to shorten 5 to 10 minutes for every job that you will be uploading on the system. So all in all, you will be looking at 50% improved productivity. We will be announcing the upgraded Beam 2C, which is combined with the Beam Writer, would enable our customers to increase productivity by 50%. And of course, we'll share our plans for the future with the large format, the Vulcan. And obviously, our plans on that is to have the Vulcan as a dominant product in Drupa 2028. So a lot of excitement. I believe that prospects, customers will be able to see that the company have matured, really aligned with the market needs, and growing together with the market, recognizing the needs for this digital transformation. And it's going to be much more humble. I'll say we're not going to have any dancer or any kind of these things. In fact, Sealed Air C will be on our booth. They're going to have their own corner. They will be showing their digital core view, which they've formed from analog. So a lot of exciting stuff.
I have to dig a little bit into something that I find interesting, because when you talk about customers buying 2 or more machines from you guys, I think that the idea of the Beam Writer, aren't you just angry and upset with yourself that you didn't get that idea many years ago? Because, I mean, basically that is so simple and so smart an idea that you take the dart and produce that in a separate unit, because if people have more units, first of all, you don't need to put that into every machine. Secondly, you improve the productivity because the darts can be produced while it's laser die cutting. It must be so nice also for your customers to understand that will increase the productivity by numerous percents, basically, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's specifically it's 25% for the folding carton and 35% for the corrugated. You're right. Sometimes the simplest ideas are hidden.
Yeah, that's true.
But I can say, since this is the way the equipment was developed to begin with, the fact that you could actually do your own dies in 5 to 10 minutes, as opposed to
Still
outsourcing
super
most,
smart, right? Yeah, super smart. I mean, yeah.
which takes 3-4 days.
Mm.
I guess people thought, you know what, 5-10 minutes, it's okay. We
Yeah,
can
yeah,
do it in line. But when you mature, when customers are really starting to do 30 and 40 and 50 jobs per day,
yeah,
it becomes a barrier.
yeah.
And at that point in time, I've got several customers that were negotiating buying a second machine. Then
Mm.
when we launched the Beam Writer, and I'm happy about that, they said,
Mm.
okay, great. We don't have to spend 2 million. We can spend 170 or whatever,
Mm.
and increase our throughput by 50%. So I
Mm.
think allowing our customers to protect their investments was in mind when we
Mm.
developed that.
Mm.
I think it's time. Yes, could have we done it a couple of years earlier? Probably.
Yeah, but
But I
sometimes,
don't.
but honestly, Shlomo, sometimes it's just like, as you say, the simplest idea can be in front of your nose, and it's only when you realize that the potential is there that you develop it. So I'm not, I just think it's great that you did it, and I just think it's something that customers should really understand, that the value of having that as an offline process compared to an inline process is actually bringing a lot of value to the table, especially if you are, let's say, also within the group of companies that you really target with both the C models and the folding carton models. So I just think it's wonderful. So the machines that are in field today, I guess that you carefully monitor the productivity of the machines and see how much they produce. Do you see any surprise in changes after people get them? Because I mean, when you do all the calculations and you figure out what kind of service the machine should do, I was just thinking that maybe sometimes when you look at the numbers, you see, oh, they actually use it for a little bit bigger print runs than we thought of, or they make more complex dies than we expected, or these kind of things. What does the
No,
number say?
you're right. I mean, it's never, when people buy for two reasons. Okay, they buy for freeing up capacity from analog to digital. So it's a lift and shift. How that's how we call it.
Mm-hmm.
And the second reason, they have a vision, a long-term
Mm-hmm.
vision. They want to branch into new markets. We are trying to look for both. We're trying to sell to customers that have both capacity that is not being efficient on the analog. And for us, it's not about replacing analog. It's about really giving the customer a tool in the toolkit, which will allow them to channel the right job to the right tool and or the right tool for the right job. And I can tell you that in many cases, although we close a deal based on an ROI that was done on existing job basket, what we find out in most cases that actually they realize that they can go to existing customers and offer them jobs that they couldn't offer before.
Okay, so it
Whether
extends the customer base basically.
it's basically creating new revenue from existing customers for
Mm-hmm.
most of them,
Mm-hmm.
but also actually developing capabilities that don't exist on analog today. It's suspension packaging. I visited yesterday the box maker. It's all online. I'm not discovering any secrets, but it's just amazing to see what they're able to do. They're really changing the market in terms of the approach to packaging. And it's fascinating to watch. And of course, you have the large players like the Menashe of the world or the Western of the world that are really shifting volume from the analog to the digital because the market reality forces them to move to manufacturing on demand, to have shorter runs, to have MOQs, no MOQs. So all these dynamics, in my opinion, really drives the fact that we can talk today about mainstreaming digital die cutting.
So if we should shorten this, it basically tells me that it is, when you meet Highcon at Drupa this year, it is a Highcon with a higher level of confidence.
We never take anything for granted. We're certainly proud of what we've accomplished, but not everything is in our control. These mega deals that are happening in the marketplace, it's unclear how it's going to impact decision making. Although we're seeing, and I'll say that with being cautious, we're seeing some growth in the packaging market. it's yet to be seen that we're really out of the post-COVID impact, and we're starting to see growth again. So we're pretty much in the hands of those mega dynamics. And of course, as a young company, we're more vulnerable. And this is why we've teamed up with large players like the Sealed Air, Sea, and EHS. And there hopefully will be more down the road. And this is what a company like us that focus on technology and need in order to scale.
And in that perspective, I also think that it's pretty smart that you involve, let's say, your customers in the development of the Vulcan, right? Because that basically is both a financial commitment, but also a commitment to deliver, let's say, insights for what technologies that they need in the future, and therefore you have a business model that is I mean, you never have a business model that eliminates risk, but you have a business model that basically share the risk with more players, and that is always healthy if you can do that. And I guess that it also gives you let's say a good starting point getting Highcon back on track, because you have the faith from really important players in the market right now.
No, absolutely. I mean, we do have 6 foundation customers for the Vulcan, and we did announce the Vulcan option program, which will offer 15 additional slots, which we're in the process right now. And this is, again, going to be part of the offerings that will be shared at Drupa. And we have some work to do to complete the development of the Vulcan. It's by no means ready for sale. We do have a prototype in Israel, but the plan is to have that part of our product offering in Drupa 2028.
Fantastic. And for the audience, I can say that we have actually a walkthrough of both the Beam 3 and the Vulcan on English TV right now, and also in the last newsletter of Highcon I saw. So that is super great if you want to dig a little bit into what this is. Super interesting products, both of them, and something that you should definitely go to Shlomo and his team at Drupa to talk to them about. Shlomo, anything you want to add? Otherwise, it is about time to end this our last PreDrupa event, and I think that you have been on quite a few of them. Have you been on all of them or 3 of them? Yeah. We were we have been on quite a few at least, right? So there's we're getting to know each other.
I got used to it, and the only thing I have to say is really to express my appreciation to you and your team contribution to our industry. It's really this is how change is going to be created. So I think the more, the better, and it's an opportunity to extend special thanks to you on behalf of all of us at Highcon and to your wonderful team. And looking forward to see you in a couple of weeks.
I look forward to that too. And again, thank you very much for your kind words, Shlomo, and have a wonderful and productive and sellable couple of days in the US before going to Europe.